What are you doing there?
Calling people adults to the worship of Allah and calling society to Islam and to have a better way of life.
Are they the same? Those who know and don't know. Those who worship the one true creator and those who bow down to creation. You may say to me, thank you very much. You may say to me, you're not overly religious. I mean, you worship fashion. You worship sports. Maybe music. Maybe clothes. Everyone has his own worship. Maybe it's time for you to rise your own level of worship to recognize and worship the Creator. So come on, Dawson. Come on, Hackney. Come on, Stokey. Come on. Hear about Al-Islam. Hear about the upcoming future.
But what has been the reaction so far from the public?
The reaction, alhamdulillah, it's been twofold. It's been one of shock, awe, and a lot of curiosity as well. And I believe it's symptomatic of the general public inside the UK, the ignorance they have about Islam. And it's also another indication of the obligation we have as a community to carry Islam to society, to bring Islam to the streets, to bring Islam without the colouring of the media to the general public face to face. And if we do that, I believe that we'll find a huge number of new converts towards Islam. I mean, today we've had maybe 7-8 who embrace Islam restored, and that's not uncommon experience.
Now, what is the main mean and styles are the brothers adopting here on the stores? How are they going about inviting people to Islam? How do you incline them and speak to them and bring them in?
The methodology to call towards Islam, it is exemplified inside the Quran. Allah said, it's called to live your Lord with hikmah, evidences, Quran, Sunnah, and to shake the hearts, and to debate with them. And the debating manner, it is the cornerstone of the da'wah. It is a clash of ideas, it is a clash of civilizations on an intellectual level. So we've been debating with lots of non-Muslims, and Allah, Al-Islam is always superior and will never be superseded. And I've seen that on numerous occasions today, where we've seen many of those who came as atheists and left now as Muhammad, many who came as Jane and now as Khadija, and it's a fantastic day, alhamdulillah.
As being a revert, from a revert background, what advice can you give to those people who are hesitant to become Muslim? They think that it's going to be too much for them to take on, many common arguments that people put forward, or obstacles they put forward, is saying, I can't give up my alcohol, I can't give my women, I can't give up my pork, and so on. What advice can you give to them to step forward into Islam?
Was it conviction? It is the criteria for action. When someone believes in Islam, they will find that the temptations of booze or women, they are nothing in comparison to the rewards of paradise and the terrors and torments of fire. And if someone has that in his mind, he will never give up paradise for a pork sandwich, or give up paradise for some girl in his local area. Rather, he will see on a higher level of thinking and understand that my purpose in life is not only to fulfill the instincts that happen to my legs or my biological needs for food. Rather, he will say to himself, my purpose in this world is to worship my Creator, and I'll do whatever it takes to please Him. Therefore, issues like drink, booze, partying become insignificant for them.
Okay, last question. What advice can you give to the Muslims who are practicing, they've got a good understanding of Islam, but they don't come out to propagate the deen to the people?
I would say to them, Allah said in the Quran, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is the best example for us. And Rasulullah inside Mecca, he came out openly, publicly, calling for La ilaha illallah. And that's the da'wah. It's one of interaction, it's one of struggle. And if you're not willing to sacrifice for the deen, your life and your time and your efforts, then how can you progress in Muslim?
Okay, Jazakallah khair.
I'm not going on Facebook. I'm not going on YouTube. Maybe YouTube.
truth.
Al Jazeera.
I like your confidence, you know. I like your confidence. Because, you know, I like your heart, yeah, you know it's the truth. In my heart, I'm concerned. I feel I should be. In my mind, I'm feeling. Yeah, but you follow your heart. Which one? Your mind, yeah, been filled over the last 22 years, yeah, with stuff. But your heart, you see, will incline towards the purity. You know, man knows in his heart where he's headed. Because your heart, that is the thing which will, if it's purified, it will only accept the truth. It will not accept any falsehood. So your heart is full of your heart is full of this. Your heart is full of like, you know, we're going to think about going in one direction. And this will do away with all the misconception, all the lies and stuff like that I've been told for many, many years. All the kind of like, you know, confusion. But you should follow your heart. Follow your heart, your body will follow you. If you're living in a dark room for 22 years of your life, yeah, and that's all you know. You just know that that's my life, that's where I live. And then someone opens the door, maybe shines the light in your face, and you don't like the light because it's so bright. You think I'm just used to the dark. Obviously you're going to attract people. So look, I'm happy with this life. I'm going to the gig, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
You're saying
but the fact is that so when someone opens the door, they show you, look, there's another kind of way of life. There's something which is pure, something which will illuminate things around you, something which takes away from the confusion that you have. You know, it's not necessary for you to retract back and say, look, you know, I want my own like route that I've been living in for so long, and I don't want to.
So you don't believe in
and you can see, you can judge yourself. The fact that in 22 years like that, there's no prevention. That is what the shaitan would always say.
You don't believe my religion.
How are you going to change? You understand? All that time, all that church. You see, what about your family? What are your family going to say? What about my friends? What about the gig that I'm supposed to go to? It'll all be there. But what I'm saying is that you don't want to listen to those whispers. What I'm saying, you want to accept and embrace the truth. We're not saying to you, Islam is not something you see as alien to you.
So you're not thinking, are you?
Our parents will change us and will make us something else. Forget Judaism and
you don't believe that if it's anywhere else,
they worship other idols and stuff. We're talking about worshiping the one true God. We're not having children, we're not having any parents. We ask you to submit to the pure faith, meaning that there's no one worthy of worship except for Him. That's all we're saying. So it's not something that we disagree with your nature. So there's no reason why for you to say, you know, because I was like that in the past. What kind of excuse are you going to give on the day of judgment? That I was 22 years like that. But did nobody come to you? Did nobody say to you, look, this is the truth, that is not right, that you should not be worshipping the living? Did Jesus say to you, worship Him? He said, worship the Lord. You know what I'm saying?